Will you guys let me know if you can hear me? I'm trying out the earphone thing with the microphone, and I hope you can hear me. And I hope my phone doesn't fall over. Good morning, good morning. Hey, Allison. Good morning. Hey, Michelle. Oh, good. All right. So I am in the middle of a restaurant this morning and thought, oh, tad quiet? Okay. Try turning up your volume. I'll try and talk a little bit louder too. Purple's a good color. It's my favorite. Hey, thanks. So my last scopes I've done in my daughter's room because we're in the process of switching over to my office. And so this is actually normally where I work. A couple times a week I get to get out of the house and go work. And so I'm at La Madeleine. And good morning. I love La Madeleine. If you don't have La Madeleine by you, I'm really sorry. But this morning is a little different for me. I'm not drinking coffee. I'm drinking tea this morning. Anybody else give up coffee recently? It's not so much a caffeine thing for me. It's just like I love coffee, and I actually haven't even had any headaches. I know it's a really good choice, especially because I've been having some adrenal issues lately. And so I'm trying to be a good girl and not give up coffee. All right, we can do it together. Okay, so tea is good. I know. And actually, this is like a lemon tea. It's really good. The sleek tea is also very good. If you haven't tried Young Living sleek tea, thank you, Renee. I know, I can do this. If you have not tried Young Living sleek tea, it's amazing. Again, I don't like gross stuff. It's a little bit sweet. It's got a really good flavor. I also don't like spearmint, and it doesn't have spearmint in it. So there's a fun fact for you. I'll have to try the red raspberry. I'm going to be venturing into teas here, I think, quite a bit. Just that warm cup in your hand, you know. All right, I'm going to stop reminiscing about coffee and get to today's topic. So glad you all could join me this morning. A couple things. Motivation Monday. So I woke up this morning, and Monday can be one of two things. It can be a beating, or it can be a new opportunity. And it's all in the way you look at it. And growing up, my dad used to always tell me, peach tea with apple cider vinegar, ooh, and lemon oil. Gonna have to try that one. I'm a big peach fan. So my dad used to tell me that attitude is everything growing up, all the time, to the point where I got sick of hearing it. And as I've gotten older, I've realized that he was right. As typically when you become an adult and you realize, wow, my parents really did know what they were talking about. Attitude determines so much in your life. And I woke up this morning and decided that, you know what, today, Monday, is going to be a new start. I'm going to let go of the things of last week that didn't go well, or, you know, the things that I didn't get accomplished. And I'm going to start today with, you know, a fresh mindset. You know, we get an opportunity every day to go to sleep and to wake up the next morning and for it to be a new start. But Monday can be that as well. Sometimes we need, you know, more of a restart. And so Monday can be that. And you can, you know, make some new goals for the week. You can, you know, take some things that you didn't get accomplished last week and maybe try and work on those more this week. But I'm really excited about this week. Convention has been done for a week now. If you went to Session A, it's been done for a little bit longer. So I didn't introduce myself. I'm Jessica Jacobs. I'm with Young Living. I'm a platinum with them, and I'm loving it. I just brought my husband home in May. We traveled for almost the entire summer, and so we're just about to start a whole new season, and we're both going to be home working, which is why I can finally have an office. If you don't have an office yet, for 2.5 years I worked out of wherever I was sitting with my laptop and didn't really have a place to put my stuff. And so you know, don't feel bad if you have a dining room table that isn't being used and you take over that as your office, or you know, you just kind of do what you can. Yes, I know. It's totally doable, and I'm really excited for you. You know, anyway, so I'm really excited about having an office, having a place to shut the door and to work, and I don't have to leave and, you know, come here and do periscopes in public where people stare at me because I'm talking to my phone, but it's fine, I don't care. So anyway, I was talking about attitude, fresh start. Yeah, totally. The dining room table is totally for you to work at and to put all your stuff at. My dining room table right now is covered. So we had a garage sale a couple weeks ago, actually a couple months ago. Oh my goodness, summer's gone. And so we moved all of my Young Living stuff into the dining room because then it's going to be moved up into the office. And so then after convention, I just put all of my convention stuff up on top of the dining room table. So now it's like mounded and there's stuff underneath it and around it. It's awful. Someday we'll be able to have friends over. Anyway, okay, so I was talking about convention. It's been over for about a week. Everybody gets super excited, gets lots and lots of ideas, and gets super stoked. And then they get home and real life happens. And sometimes it's depressing because you have all these goals and these things that you want to do, and then you get back into things and you're like, when am I gonna do this? And so I woke up this morning really excited, actually, because I've had a week at home to kind of get back into things and really to kind of let some of the stuff fall by the wayside that I heard, and really to decide, okay, what are the things that I'm really going to work on in my business right now? And so I really encourage you to do that. If you went to convention, don't let everything fall away, but really decide on 2 or 3 things that you are going to for real work on, and start one of those things today. I am beginning to read, we heard John Acuff, and I decided to get this book of his because I thought, oh yeah, that's good. So many times we just don't start. And so his next book, Do Over, I'm going to read that too. But this is the one that I'm going to start with. So aptly named. Well, the book, I'm on page 13. So far it's great. What's interesting though is because we heard him speak, I can hear him, like some of the jokes that he says, I can totally hear him saying them in the book. So it's fun, just to kind of know him a little bit, because I listened to him once for an hour, I know him, right? So Care Calls, Megan, awesome. I'm going to do a couple of those today myself. So anyway, yeah, he was really funny. He was really entertaining. I highly recommend following him. He's got a blog. I think he's got videos, and he's got all the social media going on. So go find him. He's got some good stuff to say. All right, so let today be a fresh start for you. Instead of beating that you had to get up this morning, and some of you had to go to work, or yes, he's on Twitter and Periscope. Periscope. I have to find him on Periscope. Anyway. Let today be a fresh start for you. So I actually do have something else to talk about. So my husband, he has been a big believer in the oils for a long time. He likes to work out a lot, and so he's been using them when he was training for his marathon. He used all sorts of supplements and oils and things like that. And so now he's been into CrossFit, and he recently, about 6 months ago, switched gyms. His old gym closed down, or his old box, excuse me. And so he had to find a new box. And so he's been going there, and he uses the oils. What some of the guys give him a hard time, you smell like a tree today, but he doesn't care because he knows that they work and they help his performance and support his systems, and so he uses them. So anyway, the other day, actually, the wife of the owner, who she also works out at the gym, she came up to him and she said, I want to know about these oils. But she said it in a way that she was kind of hesitant. And she said, I knew that you've been using the oils and I've been interested, but I've kind of been scared because, I just kind of wanted to watch and see how you use them and see, if they were for real or if this was just a thing you were selling. Well, because he uses them consistently, he talks about them, he shares them with people, he started to attract people. And it wasn't in a weird way where he handed out his business card to everybody at the gym and said, here, have you tried essential oils? Or it's not, one of those weird things where they were sitting around afterwards and he tried to pass around his oils to sell something to people. He just used them. And if somebody would ask him about it, here, you want to try it? It works great. And then they would use it and they had an experience with it. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, wow, this does work. So what I want to talk about is you are your biggest marketing tool and people are watching you. Are you an attractive person? I don't mean physically. Are you somebody that people want to be involved with, whether that's in life or in business? If you are, always Debbie Downer and, your attitude is not the greatest, or, things are always going wrong in your life, people are not really going to be attracted to that. They don't want to be around that. But, and I don't mean being positive in a fake way either. Probably one of my biggest pet peeves is fake people. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to have, a bad couple months. But even through that, your attitude can still be good, and you can still be looking for the positives. So you are, again, do people want to do business with you? So this is something that comes up a lot, especially right now. I live in an area that lots and lots of people are doing essential oils. And I hear sometimes that somebody will share with a friend, about the oils, and they'll maybe even talk to them a couple different times, and then the friend goes and signs up with somebody else. It totally stinks, and it does. And sometimes there's not a good reason. Sometimes somebody else was, offering something free, and that spoke to that person. But a lot of times it's more about who you are as a person, and do they want to be associated and work with you? And do they want, do they trust you? And do they feel comfortable coming to you with questions? Those are really big things in this business. And I want people that sign up with me to feel comfortable to come to me and ask questions about, the oils, usages, things like that. I want them to feel like I'm an approachable person. And if I'm not that person for them, I would rather them sign up with somebody that they do feel comfortable with. And again, that's an attitude thing. Sometimes you cannot control other people's decisions and choices, but if your attitude is such that, maybe that other person is going to be better for them, then you're not down in the dumps, and you're not, so is, woe is me, they went and signed up with someone else, there's some, Eeyore is what I call it sometimes. Don't be Eeyore. You know what? You win some, you lose some, and you move on, and you get excited about the next person, the right, the person that will be right for your team and for you. So sometimes you have to look at yourself, and that's really hard in this business. Looking at the things that you can do better and how you can be a better person. So it's a little tidbit for you. Okay, so again, people are watching you. They're watching, on Facebook, because Facebook is so public, and we post what we're eating for breakfast, and we post, you're so welcome. Sometimes I need it too. We all need it sometimes. We go through seasons, and, hearing that other people go through some of the same things is encouraging. But then also sometimes people just saying, hey, you can still do this. This doesn't mean that you're a failure. This doesn't mean that it's the end of your business. You can keep going. Okay, so people are watching. If you represent a company, are you a positive or a negative representative? Think about that for a second. If people know that you work for a particular company, is it something that they go, that looks really interesting, I would like to know more about that? Or is it, oh man, I don't want anything to do with that? And a lot of times it is because of, your attractiveness or unattractiveness. So take a long look at yourself and, make a decision that, okay, I'm going to have a better attitude today. Here's the great thing about Facebook. You can portray whatever you want. Now, again, don't be fake. People see through fake. I'm annoyed by fake. Maybe some of you aren't, but I don't like fake. So be real, but you can be real with a good attitude. Some of you that know me know that my son passed away almost 3 years ago. He was 2.5. He passed away of mitochondrial disease. And that was, the hardest time of my life. And there were many times where I would post about, just feeling sad and, missing him and, all of those types of things. But I tried to, thank you. I tried to portray it with a sense of hope, and it wasn't fake, and it wasn't, I hope I get past this, but it was, a lot of it was the hope that I have in God and my faith, and that pulled me through a lot. But I knew that, I feel horrible today, but it doesn't mean I'm going to feel like this forever. And, again, it was that, just the attitude. And I tried to have an attitude, hey babe, an attitude that something good will come of it. And I might not know what that is today, but it doesn't mean that, I have to drag everybody else down with me. So anyway, I don't know why I got on all that. Talking about companies and being a representative of that company. So if you work for a health company, Young Living, I would say, is a health and wellness company. Are you always talking on Facebook about, how you're sick and your kids are sick, and oh man, the weather's getting me down, and oh man, are you putting that out there all the time? Are you showing pictures of the junk that you're eating all the time? Are you walking around with, McDonald's and, some of those kinds of fast food places? Are you always checking in at those types of places? Are you always talking about, doctors and hospitals and all those kinds of things? Sometimes I get it. Facebook is a way. Diet Coke, yeah. Diet Coke is not good for you. The word diet in front of it, no bueno. It's actually worse for you. Yeah, what you put out there, people are watching. And if you talk to them about, oh my gosh, these oils are so great, they're awesome for your health, they're awesome to keep you well, to support your different systems, and then 2 days later you're talking about oh, my kid has another ear infection, and oh man, this and that, and again, your attitude. You don't have to be fake, but be wise with what you put out there. If you work for like a weight loss company, would you put that you gained 5 pounds that week? Probably not, because people are not going to want to join your company if you're continually talking about how much weight you've gained or the junk that you're eating. They're going to wonder, how does that work exactly? So you are your biggest marketing tool, and your attitude is huge in that. So be consistent with what you put out there. Again, life is not roses and peaches, but again, don't drag everybody else down with you, and you can still be real with people and communicate that, hey, maybe today you're not having a great day. Maybe you are missing someone, or maybe you did just lose your job, but you can do it in a way that you're not Eeyore about it. So let people know what you do, and then back it up with your actions. That's really important. I let people know that I do essential oils, and that I'm with Young Living, and that I absolutely love them. And then you know what? They see me use them on a really regular basis. They see me use them on my kids. They see me use them on me, out in public, at my home. They're around at my house. If anybody comes over, there's no doubt that I love Young Living products. They're in my bathrooms. They're in my kitchen. My oil cabinet is full of things. So I not only talk a good game, but I back it up with my actions. So again, be consistent. Let people, when people start to see that it's the real deal, and you are experiencing greater wellness and vitality and health from these oils, they're going to be attracted to that, because you're living a better life, and your mood is better, your emotions are in a better place, your health is better. There's just so many reasons why basically Young Living rocks. So be a good marketer of yourself, and your business will thank you, and your business will grow, and it'll grow organically. People will start to contact you. I cannot tell you how many people I've had contact me from high school, from college, from different times in my life, just from seeing me. I don't post all the time on Facebook about Young Living. I post very rarely, actually. But then I just talk about my life, and I share my life with people, and people contact me. Hey, what are these oils? Tell me more about them. Because I try and be an attractive person and attract other people. Aw, thank you, Lori. Well, so here's my thoughts for the rest of the week. I would love to talk about what does your workday look like? When you sit down to work on your network marketing business, most of you are probably with Young Living, what does that look like? What do you do? Because that's a really common question. And so we're going to start out with new builders. If you're first starting, if you're, I say a distributor to like senior star, what do you do when you sit down? At convention, they recommend, one of the speakers said you should work an hour a day on your business. What do you do for an hour? It's a really good question. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. And then we're going to, I don't know what that means, Lori. Hemi from over the hedge? Yeah, you're going to have to fill me in on that one. Oh, thank you, Beth. I hope so. Good. Thank you, Rita. That means a lot. Hopefully I'm helping some people, because I know, it's a kid's movie. Great. Thank you. Okay. Got it. Squirrel. Oh, cool. Yes, Over the Hedge. Right. I think I've seen that once. I'm not sure. So an odd squirrel, is that what you meant to say? Good. Yes, I hope it will help people. And actually, your day changes a little bit once you kind of, good. Your day changes a little bit in the tasks that you do once you kind of get into a leadership position. And so we'll talk about that. Oh, I'm crazy and focused? I mean, I'm not surprised if you think that, because that's totally me. So I used to teach high school, and my kids would laugh at me because I would get off on a total like different track. I could always find my way back, but I was just a little scattered. And not much has changed in that area. But it's okay. I totally embrace it. I love it. I think it makes life more interesting. Oh, yes, totally get that. So I have to-do lists, like 15 of them. And I'm going to start on one of them right now. And I'm going to get some stuff done today. I'm going to start. I am. And I'm going to cross some things off. And so, anyway, all right. Well, I'm going to sign off for today. Thank you guys so much for the hearts and for joining in your encouraging words. I love teaching and sharing, and it is a good book. I'm on page 13. I'm going to try and read some more today. But anyway, thank you guys for joining so much. I love connecting with people and sharing and talking. Good. Thank you, Renee. You too. Blessings on your day. All right, y'all. Have a good day. Make it an awesome Monday. Do something that you'll be proud of tomorrow. Bye, guys.